Alright guys, just real quick. This is something I'm tagging onto the beginning of this episode about this summer affiliate marketing project I was working on. So I've kind of fallen into some birthday cash, and I'm also gonna look to see what Medium's program is for their partner program, and see kind of what a subscription cost looks like. Let me see, actually. Let me just look it up right now while I'm talking to you guys on here. Medium.com subscription. So, let me see. How much is it? Oh, so you can pay $50 a year and $5 a month, according to what it says from January 2nd of 2023. So if it hasn't gone up, that's not bad. $5 a month isn't bad at all. Yeah. And another point I forgot to mention, so what I'm planning on doing is trying to create more articles, more topics, just break them down, and actually post. But I might write them all out first over time, and give myself some more time on this project. But the rest of this episode's kind of talking about the project being over and the changes to Medium.com that I was kind of maybe more worried about. And then also something I forgot to mention was that with relevance to AI, we've been told, or I guess that's an explanation that was given, was that with AI there are changes that Medium.com is trying to make. The Medium platform is seeming to want writers, bloggers to veer away from the topics of veer away from what do you call it, like AI generated content, and talk more about personal stories and personal examples. And so because people are using AI generated content and just posting long form content that's AI generated, I feel like that's one other change that they're trying to make, is that they want the stories to be more personal and individualistic, and contributing, talking about personal experiences, not so much AI generated content that's just kind of general. And not saying that AI content isn't valuable, but yeah, that's kind of where they're going with it. So alright guys, the rest of the episode will explain more, but I wanted to put this at the beginning instead of the end so you don't miss it. I could have edited out the end, but I feel like this is more likely how I'd rather post it, is tag something on the beginning and then you can listen to the rest of the episode. Alright, here that goes. Guys, welcome back to the pod. Welcome back to Game and Compute. Oh my gosh. So I haven't given up on this affiliate marketing project, but too much has changed. So if you guys remember, I initially had switched from Blogger over to Medium with the expectation to blog and get more traffic to the affiliate links, in addition to YouTube. Now, you guys already know that I've also been, doing other gig work, instead of, this other type of digital stuff as well. So I have been drained and consumed by the delivery that is Uber Eats, and quite frankly, it just makes sense because it's where the money's coming from directly, to have change directly. And I'll talk more about that if you guys want to hear about those numbers. It's not that exciting, but I'll say I so Medium has a program that they've set up, and they've changed things. So now, because of that, to be part of Medium's promoters program, or what is it called? If you guys want me to get the name exactly right, probably should try to get the name exactly right. It's called, let me look that up. Okay. So let me see. So basically, whatever their promotion program is that you have to be a part of, it's basically, originally you had to get, I believe it was 1,000 listeners in a 30-day period, or is it during the month, like per month? I can't recall if it's, I don't have my computer in front of me, but I can't recall if it's per 30 days or each month. So is it at August they reevaluate, at September they reevaluate, or if I started like June 15th, do they count 1 month as June 15th to July 15th? Like, I don't really know. But either way, it's about 30 days that you need to be able to qualify for that promoters program. And once you're a part of it, originally, you could just start writing and you would become eligible for it, right? And people who were already paid subscribers to the Medium platform, these people would be the ones that, their readership counts towards whether or not you qualify and how much money you make. You only make money and qualify off of them. So I believe those two things have not yet changed, but a big change has just occurred, which I don't like. It just happened sometime, I believe, during this month of August. I learned about it during this month of August. And so many platforms are changing their freaking programs. It benefits them. They're trying to make more money. And so I'm pretty sure that they've done the math on it and decided why they're going to do, why they decided to do what they're actually doing. But basically, this new rolled out situation requires for bloggers on Medium who want to qualify and get paid as a promoter, you also have to sign up as a subscriber. So now you have to be a subscriber to actually get paid. I am not a subscriber, so there's no way I'm going to get paid off of that. Not only that, but for people who have already been writing, I believe Medium is pushing, I've heard this somewhere else. This isn't my own original thought, but they're pushing shorter form content, according to one blogger and YouTuber who blogs about this. They're pushing, people to write shorter form content. Because now it doesn't matter how long a person stays on your actual, post. What matters, that doesn't matter for payment. What matters now is if they've, I guess, finished it, scroll down to the bottom of it or whatever. So say if someone wrote an article that was maybe equivalent to, I don't know how many words. Let's say somebody wrote a 10,000 word post and someone wrote a 2,000 word post. They probably would get equal pay if somebody read all of them. It wouldn't matter if the longer post was longer and took people longer to read. Because Medium, I haven't looked at it at the moment, but Medium does have this this aspect to it where it shows you how long you've been, how long somebody has been reading it. It also, when you write it, it says how long of a read it is. Once you post it, it's oh, this is a 2-minute read, this is a 10-minute read, whatever. And you're expected to kind of, that's how long it takes people to read it. And so originally people were getting paid for longer reads. If it takes me 15 minutes to read a post versus if it takes me 2 minutes to read a post, the person whose post took me 15 minutes would get paid more than than the one that took me 2 minutes to read. And so this is a problem. I will give myself not an A on this project in the first place, because I did not follow my own direction on the YouTube videos. They each got maybe a couple views, 3-4 views or so, which was not a lot. I didn't follow my posting schedule for Medium. I did not realize how much content I wouldn't have for that specific niche for my affiliate link that I have. So if I pick up some other affiliate project, I'll post about it. Or if I find a way to make money where I don't have to be paying money every month, I'll post about it. But for now, I don't really have any plans in the works for this specific project anymore. I bit off more than I could chew. I thought it was exciting for a day or two. I lost interest. As much as I like to write, I don't know how much I like to edit. And so that part I didn't like. I didn't like, that it's not, for example, if you write on Substack or something like that, technically you don't have to have, proper grammar and, headings and all, H tags and all this kind of stuff. Like, you don't necessarily have to have that if you have more of an audience behind it. But starting cold from no audience and then getting traction right away, I mean, there's definitely a market for it, but I don't think the affiliate link matches for exactly what I have to say, if that makes sense. I also don't see myself creating videos, because if I have to create videos to post as part of the blog, then I kind of don't want to do it. I mean, these are the things I realize when I start actually doing them, that I'm like, oh shoot, I don't actually want to do that specific thing. And it was a big part of the project. The YouTube videos are a big part of the project. So I'm not just going to blame this on Medium, because even without their changes, I would probably not be writing as much as I should be anyways. I do believe that what would work is writing on Medium. If you were able to test it out and saw if you had some kind of a following before paying, and you found a niche, I believe the promoters program blogging could potentially make more money, because if it's a niche that people are into, like, you'll automatically see, people coming in. And then you can also connect it to Twitter, which is simple. Twitter kind of makes things really easy. So you can connect your post to, you can post to Twitter, and then you get some easy traffic from there a little bit. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the people are Medium subscribers. Now, you can still read on there for free, but it's like, I'm finding all these changes with all these programs, right? Like, it's so annoying. But I mean, let me see. This one article talks about Medium in 2023. It's called Feedium. How to make money writing on medium.com in 2023. That's the title of this person's article. It's not my article. Basically, it says the very top writers, which is under 1% of people on the platform, are now making $5,000 to $30,000 a month. Now, these are the types of people you're usually going to hear from, right? Who are making a lot of money. But notice that's a 1% amount of people. It says around 94% of writers earn under $100 a month. Under, and that's 94% of people. Now, if you don't know about SEO, if you don't know about hashtags, if you don't know about, just how to write a blog post that, ranks for keywords and all these kinds of things, like, if you don't know how to do that kind of thing, it's going to be harder to get just cold traffic. But if you come in already with a niche that is something that is popular, I can see a person getting there. But 100 a month, under 100 a month, that's not a lot of money. And I'd like to see how much those people write, like how much of their time and how much of their day is it taking to make this $100 or less a month. And how has that changed since all of these new changes have come up? Is that number now less than 94%, or is it more, or what? Now, I do kind of in some ways understand that a lot of these companies need to make money. Who doesn't, right? Of course, I don't like it when I'm the one who has to pay more money, but think about it. We all know, with inflation or whatever we want to call it, maybe it's not formally inflation or formally, a depression, or formally Who cares what the terms are? The economy sucks. We all know that, right? We all know that everything costs more. Most of us, whatever we were making back in 2019, that's not going to cut it these days. I mean, back then, rent was like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it was affordable, more so. Yes, it wasn't that affordable already. Like, it was still, everything was still expensive, but it wasn't this massive hike that had happened over like a 2-3 year period going into 4 years, like a 3 year period or so. In addition to a pandemic where people were already struggling. Some people weren't. I mean, some people definitely were able to make more profits and better decisions and get more training and more education and more certifications and, came out of the pandemic kind of with things going well financially for them. But I feel like with the amount of people I know, that's not common. The only people I kind of see that with is because I know a bunch of psychologists, and a lot of them, now that they're licensed and have their doctorates and all these things, they're all doing pretty well. Do they like their jobs? Most of them that I know aren't like too ecstatic about it. Do they like where they're, do they like where they work specifically? Some of them don't. Do they enjoy like what they're doing? They have a lot of debt. Almost everyone I know has 6 figures in debt. Like, so student loan debt, that is. That's pretty common. Almost everyone I know makes over 60K, over 65K. I'd say a lot of my friends are in the 70, 80K range. But with the amount of debt and the cost of living in Southern California, most of them have, with the exception of a couple people I know, most of them are sharing. And it's not because of necessity only. I mean, that's part of it probably, that it helps. But I believe most of my friends are sharing because of their partners, like because they live with other people. Like, so they're sharing with their partners. And the ones who are single or aren't sharing with anyone, I only know a handful of them. And a couple of them are able to afford it pretty much with ease. I haven't heard them complain. But almost everybody else is struggling a lot. So I understand that, companies struggle too, and they have to make these decisions. But sometimes I'm like, what are all of us getting out of this? So I think the issue is it's hard to risk trying hard when there might be some failure involved. I mean, at the least there's a learning process for sure. And if it works out, it works out. I mean, I've definitely monetized sites before. I've definitely ranked before. But a lot has changed, guys. Like, a lot's changing. These algorithms, man, and the amount of people creating content on these platforms now compared to how it used to be. I mean, everybody. My mom's got a freaking YouTube channel that she's trying to monetize. It's like everybody, who has that little creative spark in them, they're online somewhere probably, like, doing something. Usually, if you want to have, like, some kind of hobby that's kind of, like, relatively free, usually you're going to try to, get online and do something that provides, helpful content to some kind of community of people. And that's beneficial. That's good, but it's not always about the money, but sometimes it is, right? And for me right now, it's like I'm kind of noticing a lot of these little things are more about the learning, more about kind of trying to improve my what do you call it? My sorry, I'm blanking, guys. It's too late for me to be recording. I've been up since like 5:20 in the morning, and it's almost 8 p.m. right now, so it's been a long week. So yeah, sometimes we're just, like, education is important. That part comes with trying. But sometimes, you got to make a buck for the work you put in. And that's kind of one thing that I'm like, okay, I can't be doing a whole lot of free work. I mean, I can, but it's like when I'm not motivated to do it and I'm spreading myself thin, and I'm tired, it's kind of hard for me to do the other things that do make money. I'm only putting in about 4 or so hours of work. I'm only trying to clock about 20 hours a week on Uber Eats. So I'll have time and energy for other things like exercising and cooking and learning and studying and applying for jobs and then doing all these other projects. So it's kind of like I do what I can do in the morning, and then once it's late enough in the day, I gotta kind of get rolling. So kind of whatever doesn't get done before I hit the road, if it's a day when I'm hitting the road, it's gonna be a little bit difficult for me. But we'll talk about that in another episode. But that's pretty much what happened to my affiliate marketing project. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. I mean, by this time, I don't want to do the what ifs, but honestly, by this time, if I would have stuck to my writing schedule, I would have been about a month and a half in. So about 75 days about I can't count, about 45 days or so in, which is fine. It's kind of fine with me, but honestly, guys, I get kind of tired lately. But I am trying to learn still. It's just, I've got a lot I'm trying to do. This is a busy year. Things are not unfolding as necessarily planned as far as the timeliness of things. So we'll see what comes up, guys. But I don't know. I got to figure out if there's a way to do blogging where I don't have to pay out of pocket. Because for me, I don't really know what I feel about paying out of pocket. I really don't know how I feel about that. Because I'm not that into Medium. I mean, I understand it as a platform and I like the ease of it, but I kind of like Blogger more, and WordPress is pretty powerful. Medium, I feel like, you get stuck with stuff like this, It's like they've kind of got their hands on the reins, They've kind of got the leash to the choke collar, and like you're kind of just a little more of a puppet to them. It feels like, I mean, maybe I'm being dramatic, but it's like, it's things like these that I'm like, whenever you kind of get your finger on something, not that I had my finger on it, so I don't even want to act like I did, but it's stuff like this that when it comes to digital marketing, it kind of scares me, because it's like one thing can change and then you're making way less money. The same thing happened for freaking, what's it called? Anchor.fm for podcasting, where this podcast originally started. YouTube subscription has gone up by like $3 or something. I think most subscriptions have gone up this year, to my knowledge. It's just, I wonder when there's going to be more free stuff. Like, it's kind of sad to see, things, I mean, they make money anyways, guys. That's kind of how I see it. It's like they're already making money. And of course they want to make more. They have every right to make more. That is how capitalism works, and if you're an entrepreneur, you don't really want somebody to put a cap on your earnings. I get that, that's not the type of job where it's like you have to be making the same amount. If you've got the brain power to figure out how to make more money and then to capitalize off of other people who are willingly doing work for free, which was for free, now they're paying to do work basically, and you still get paid because you own Medium, or you're the owner of it, or someone higher up that has people on sales teams or whatever it may be. If you're up in there like that, I mean, I hate it on my end, but it's like, when I think about it too, I'm like, there have been people in my shoes that were probably having the same conversation with themselves, but definitely went about it differently, Sometimes it's like, well, if you're sick of something, do something to change it, don't just bitch and moan. But, yeah, I mean, that is kind of my honest opinion of it. I do think people can make money on there. I don't know so much with affiliate marketing. I have not had that much luck with it. But I don't think promoting products, I'll put it this way. I know how to promote things. It's just getting the traffic. That is probably not a skill that I think I have down. That's probably the harder part for me. Because I can create content. I can edit things. We all know I hate to, even with podcasting, I'll be like half asleep sometimes and forgetting half of what I'm saying, and like, I'll still post it. Like, it's either I'm going to post it like that or it's not going to get posted. If someone has to wait for me to edit, it's not going to happen. Unless, I've edited a handful of episodes, I think, because I mentioned somebody's name maybe, or because of some reason that I decided, I need to edit this, like maybe I mentioned something wrong or said something that I was like, maybe that's too personal, or like kind of like a TMI situation, or like a something like that. Like I don't feel like I get too personal. I'm about as personal as I am comfortable. But yeah, I've got some other stuff to talk about, so I'm gonna make those recordings too, and then I'll be posting hopefully soon. All right, guys, thanks for listening.